Hello everyone, my name is Kakande Richard and from the African Liberty Foundation, where I'm the executive director and also the team leader. In the world or in the quest of knowledge of the liberal ideas and also the implementation policies and practices which are within the sense of government and the people, we cannot do away with the learning from colleagues, philosophers from the classical liberal ideas up to date. Um, Today, I want to share with you some of the building philosophies upon which our organization has been founded, and one of it is a free society. Many of you have learned of one of the directors of Adam Smith Institute, Eamonn Butler, who wrote a book, Foundations of Free Society, which is one of the most simplified books in the liberal sense and on the free market economy, and introduces you to the entrepreneurial sense and also the policies that favor the growth of individuals where we don't have government intervention. One of my best books from Eamonn Butler is The Introduction to Entrepreneurship. This is one of the books that I think is a milestone shaping of the world, and I like the way you quoted from Henry Ford that if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said Foster horses. If you go into the depths of this book, it introduces you to how we create value and how we exchange the value for earning. The sense that Ugandans are still misinterpreting, which has been objected on the sense that the government is the source of employment and the source of wealth, has been clearly disputed, and it has been uh, much dwelt on by the liberal uh, people by saying that you see, we must, as a country, look at creating value in the entrepreneurs who can provide solutions and later grow our economy. The government will have a large tax base, have a number of entrepreneurs, a number of successful businesses. We shall have solved unemployment, and we will have solved the question of our daily problems. The difference with the rest of the theories that you hear in the world about the liberal movement, especially capitalism, is that people don't understand that they must pay for the value that others create. And this is the foundation of every society and liberal world. The people don't know that you must have security on the property that you've earned genuinely, which is property rights. So these are some of the principles that have been clearly expatiated in these books. We've also looked at a number of one of the biggest, I think I'm a fan of Henry Hazlitt in Economics One Lesson, where you'll be introduced to one of the biggest global philosophies and ideology of the broken window, which says that you see, in every vacuum of scarcity, there is opportunity. Imagine if uh, a layperson comes and draws a stick in your glass, as of course you are crying that you must get replacement of your glass, or you're looking at repairing it. The glass maker is earning, the engineer or the person who is going to work on that glass is earning, and a builder who is supposed to maintain the design of whatever you created is going to be earning. So the broken window is one of the ideologies in the economic sense which the world was built on and running. That in the times of scarcity, where man creates solution and pollution, and that solution gives value to the community, which in return man earns. And that's how we've been living. That's how the pharmaceutical industry has been created, providing solution to diseases. That's how transportation has been, created, providing safest traveling machines, cars, automobiles. That's how the beverage industries have been created, looking for fun and a number of recipes, in the drinking world, alcohol and the rest. That's how innovation in the food we eat has been created. That's how preservation mechanism has been created. It has been the creation of value which we exchange for money that has been the epitome of the development of the humankind. This is a clear manifestation from industrial revolution to the current artificial intelligence evolution. It has been the need for value, the need for solution, which in turn are value, and someone has to pay for them. So these are some of the ideas that we are going to be sharing with you on a daily in a number of our episodes from the African Liberty Studios, and they're going to be also echoed in a number of our programs like I've shared. And as well as we must acknowledge that in a society that has to grow beyond the limits of what we think, we must be focal and emphatic when it comes to how our people think and reason. We think that, we believe that a society that is mandated to reach its destination must appreciate the reason and logic of everything as it happens and as it unfolds. We've had this when it comes to gender. A lot of atrocities have been committed on the other genders in the name of what society thinks, in the name of what the belief system thinks, in the name of what religion and culture say. Today, a lot of those burdens have been broken, especially in the women evolution. We're seeing them now on the job market. We are seeing great entrepreneurs in the world. We are seeing great filmmakers, great authors. We are seeing great mothers. We are seeing now mothers being family heads, and we are seeing them now growing and thriving. And it's because the world started questioning why are women being left out. Now, that is one of the things that we are advancing, and that the ideology of objectivism in its philosophy is one of the things that we are putting into our table every day. We think that people must act and think objectively. It enables them to identify themselves in the society as them, and also to appreciate themselves for the selfishness that they are. We think that there's nothing wrong with being selfish, as long as someone is not greedy, as long as someone is not encroaching into the property of others. We think that all of us, we must work towards our own success. We must appreciate the efforts that we lay out every day. We must appreciate the time we invest in the things that we do. We must appreciate that we earn, and we must have it on ourselves first before others and those that we care. We think that society should not judge us if we've not given. We think that we must not be coerced to give, even using moral decorum or everything. The biggest question here is that who owns the highest authority in ethics? These are some of some of the writings of Ayn Rand in her early days. Who owns the highest ethics in morality? Who owns the highest authority? That question has been interpreted, and if you look at it keenly, you will denounce many of the belief systems that you've been attributed to, and will start seeing life as a normal thing. You will start looking at life in its reality. You will appreciate the epistemology of life. You will look at life from the knowledge perspective. You look at life from its literal occurrence, from its metaphysics. You will start questioning where you get information from. You will start questioning if what you believe in actually exists or not. Can you still do with it? Can you do away with it? Does it have an implication? Are you still being lied by the belief systems or not? And these are some of the things which are interesting when it comes to understand Ayn Rand's work. Yeah, I always recommend people to start with The Philosopher Who Needs It. It's one of the introductions to Ayn Rand's work, and it gives you the real feel of what other books are talking about. By the time you reach to Atlas Shrugged, you've understood her point. She makes a very good statement that that everyone is a philosopher, but it's not which philosophy. It's not just having a philosophy, but which philosophy to have. One of my favorite books is this, The Fountainhead. It's one of the books that I enjoy reading daily, and it has got a lot of good lessons when you come to appreciate man being defined on himself rather than the entire community.